Welcome to Secondary School Podcasts. I started something last year where I just wanted to find out about a whole variety of members of our community. Our community is filled with a wealth of wonderful people who've done wonderful things, and there's so much about people in the school that I know nothing about. And so, what I would like to do this year, continuing on from what was started last year, is to have a conversation a week with a different member of our community. Could be a student, could be a teacher, could be a bunch of students, could be a bunch of teachers, to find out who they are, what makes them tick, something about their life, their story, where they've been, where they're going, what they've done, some of their achievements in their life, because I firmly believe that everybody has a story to tell. And I'd like to hear it. And what I'd like to then do is to share it with our community at ISB, so that we break down some of the barriers between parts of the school, parts of our community, so we get to understand and know what different people in the school, what makes them tick. So that's my aim for this year, is to have those conversations and then to share them with our community each Friday. I hope you enjoy the first episode, which will be with Mr. Jonny Sanger, who's our new drama teacher, and we're very, very excited about introducing drama to ISB for the very first time this year. So please enjoy episode 1 and, of course, the episodes that follow. Welcome to the first episode in the secondary podcasting series for 2021-22, and it is my great pleasure. Actually, I won't introduce you. I need you to introduce yourself.
Hello, my name is Mr. Jonny, and I am the drama teacher at ISB as of this term.
Well, it is of this term.
Well, yes, I don't know about next term. Let's see how it goes.
Well, you were getting a bit carried away.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a fair level of presumption there.
Well, no, I was being cautious. I was suggesting that this term is probably a shoo-in at this stage, because it's hard to find replacements. But we'll play it by ear.
Well, I've got the Christmas break.
That is true.
Yes. But I think you'll be here for more than that.
So far, so good.
Well, again, you're getting a bit carried away there. Mr. Jonny. Why Mr. Jonny? It fascinates me because, and I was going to mention this earlier, elementary school teachers are generally Miss Sophie or Miss Fiona or Mrs. First name. But it's not a usual practice that I've found in the secondary school. Why Mr. Jonny?
Probably the elementary thing is probably a good link, because drama is it has more links with elementary subjects in many ways. It's kind of a continuation of the PYP philosophy of learning through play, and inquiry that's led by play. And it works. I like being called Mr. Jonny more, because I don't really do a very good job of being a sort of strict authoritarian or really being that serious a teacher, because that tends to stop kids being able to be expressive and brave and be foolish in an interesting, creative ways in drama.
Yep.
So, and I mean, the students will see me jumping around like a fool a lot of the time, because I try to lead by example.
Like a fool.
Yes, like a fool. Well,
right.
There's value in being a fool.
You're obviously trained in that.
Yeah.
Yes. Where did you?
The art of being a fool is important. If you can not take yourself seriously and laugh at your own foolishness, you're probably set up.
Did you learn this as a craft, or was it just naturally come to you?
I've trained as a fool. I was a trained actor before I was a teacher.
Really? Doing what?
So I did a variety of different shows, things from open air Shakespeare to indoor Shakespeare, if I was particularly lucky, to doing tours of Italy. I did a 6-month tour of a production around Italy, playing a horse, as you do.
You were playing a horse?
I was a horse, yes. In a production of George Orwell's Animal Farm.
You were the horse?
I took on the role of Boxer the horse, with a giant horse, not a real horse, I put a giant costumed head on and big crutches that were hooves. And
wow.
Which was, it was great fun. On one occasion, the head of the horse fell off in the middle of a performance.
Wonderful.
In front of 1,000 people.
How did you recover?
We sort of kept talking and tried to draw attention away from the large head that was hanging from my costume. but it was tricky. I mean,
It's hard to hide that, though,
I think
isn't it?
they
Really?
noticed, put it that way. It was a,
You didn't get away with it?
1,000 Italian college and university kids all pointing and loudly shouting at the head that had just fallen off one of the main characters.
Was there natural laughter as a result of that?
Yeah, there was ridicule, I think.
Well, I was trying to be nice.
Yes. No, it was all good fun.
And so why did you go from that to teaching? I mean, I've been looking and searching Mr. Jonny saying in Hollywood productions, and I've yet to find you there. But should I keep looking? Or?
I mean, after a brief stint in Hollywood,
Right.
working with many of the big names, I
Right.
decided really that
Right.
my time had come to move into teaching for a quieter, more calm experience of life.
Right. Right. Yeah.
So
okay.
yes, you won't find my performances
okay.
available. They were many and varied, but none of them were necessarily what you'd call the foundation of a solid platform from which to attack Hollywood.
Oh, that's right. There was no launching platform.
No, my platform was very much a stationary platform that had no
Right.
real opportunity to move beyond. So,
Did you want to go beyond that? I mean, it's
well, actually, what happened is that whilst working as an actor, I started doing more and more stuff with students. I actually didn't do acting stuff to begin with. I worked doing creative arts stuff, doing video projection with groups of students from. Originally, it was a group from Rio, from Providencia favela, who came over to work with some kids in London, in Brixton. So disadvantaged kids in England working with disadvantaged kids from Brazil, and making work together that told each other about their lives and their interests, their musical passions in films.
How is that? That's an amazing journey to go from the favelas of Brazil to Brixton.
Yes. I mean, what was interesting about it is that the kids from Rio were actually surprised by some of the hardship of the kids in Brixton, and actually how many parallels there were between their experience of living in a tough part of London.
Sure.
I mean, there's different magnitudes, but there were still shared experiences that they could relate to each other on, and a shared experience of what it was to be young in an area of deprivation.
How was language? Was language a barrier, or did you overcome that? Or
it helped that what they were doing was a visual project.
Yeah.
So there was a large amount of information that could be shared just by being able to bring up imagery and video. And they'd made loads of footage before they came over. So they'd filmed around their neighborhood with their family and their friends. So the projects they were making were also sort of documentary in nature, and sharing their own lives with each other.
That's fantastic. And then you went from that to teaching. And so where were you before you joined us here?
So I taught to begin my career, I taught in London for 4 years across a variety of different state schools, working with a large number of kids who were not natively British, a large population of English as an additional language.
Okay.
And then from there, I first went abroad to teach in India, in Bangalore.
Okay.
So the last 3 years, I've been setting up at NYP and then a DP theatre program.
Okay. And what was that like in India? I mean, that's you're going from London to Bangalore.
So the main experience, London's a wonderful city in that it is a sort of slice of everywhere. If you walk around enough, you can meet everyone.
True.
India was different in that the personality of India was so much warmer. As a country with quite a lot of hardship in it in places, it has a really massive heart and a really vibrant expression of that in everything they do. So the smells, the colours, the celebration of culture and of family are such strong principles there. That it was a really lovely place to be, and a really fun place to make creative work because there's a real appetite for it.
Yeah, and then from there to here. So what prompted the move?
The interest in more new things, really.
Yeah, okay.
Like the joy of being an international teacher that I've discovered since becoming one is the ability to reinvent yourself by finding new places and new people and becoming a different teacher because of it, and a different person. I don't want to hit the point of teaching the same things year in, year out, because I haven't had new experiences to inform what I'm doing. Yeah.
And you're looking at getting involved in theatre here? Both personally and we've talked about the possibility.
Possibly. Well, I know there's an English language theatre in Busan, and I've been talking to some of the people who do things there, and I'd be interested to see stuff, if not necessarily put myself forward to be in it. I'd love to see what the theatre community does. Sure. And also just as another outlet for students to both watch things and maybe also be interested in getting involved. Sure. So yes, that's all. to be determined.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Look, it's been fantastic to have a chat. I mean, there are loads and loads of topics we could continue talking about, and it's nice just to sort of break the ice with a new staff member. So welcome.
Thank you very much.
And it's been lovely having a conversation with you.
Very honoured to be here.